One short order, spoken the right way, quietly bends your whole life. Most people speak it backwards their whole life and never know. 2 real experiments already proved the right version exists. In 1948, a scientist sealed 2 metal plates inside an empty chamber. No current, no magnet, no air between them. The plates slid together on their own, pushed by something nobody could see. Brain scientists now think the same quiet push sits inside your head every hour you sit still. In 1957, doctors at UCLA watched a dying man's tumors melt twice, once on an experimental drug, once on sterile water. The drug was never the medicine. By the final chapter, you will hold the same order that worked inside both rooms. 5 stone stairs stand between your hand and the throne. Each chapter is 1 stair. Speak the wrong order and the kingdom turns its back. Speak the right one and the kingdom bows. You are the one on the throne. You have always been. The crown settles in. Chapter 5. Do not leave before then. Stair 1. The order is not a prayer. That is the first thing most viewers get wrong. An empty throne is the saddest thing in any kingdom. Every morning, millions of people drop to their knees in front of one. They beg an empty throne for one small coin of luck. Maybe today, maybe today. The empty throne never speaks back. Not once. Not ever. They stand up confused, with empty hands and a bowed head. This is the first cold trap. The throne is not deaf. The throne is not cruel. The throne is empty. The throne is yours. You speak in tears. The kingdom sees the tears. It writes empty on tomorrow. Tomorrow opens empty. The week opens emptier. The year ends with the same prayer pressed against a closed gate. Most viewers never see whose throne they were begging at. It was their own. Here is the real shape of the kingdom. Scientists call it the 0-point field. The simplest way to picture it, invisible wet clay everywhere. Inside your room, inside your body, between the stars. Every solid thing you can touch was shaped out of this clay first. Your hand, the floor, even the stars themselves. And the clay is listening. What you think over and over, the clay starts to take that shape around you. Think small, the clay builds a small life. Think like the one on the throne, the clay builds a throne under you. The kingdom does not kneel for prayers. The kingdom kneels for orders. In 1964, a 22-year-old boxer stood in front of a microphone before his first championship fight. The crowd called him crazy. The papers laughed. He looked the camera straight in the eye and said 5 words. I am the greatest. Not I will be, not I hope to be. Just I am, already, done. And he beat Sonny Liston that very night, and the world started using those same 5 words about him. The order came first. The crown came after. In 2008, a broke young plumber from Dublin named Conor McGregor sat in front of a borrowed camera. No money, no belt. The whole gym laughed at him. He spoke 4 words like he had already won. I am the future champion. Not I will be. Not I hope. Just I am. Already. Done. He carried that line for 7 years. December 12th, 2015. He knocked out Jose Aldo, the champion who had held the belt longer than anyone in UFC history, in 13 seconds. 7 years he carried the order. The belt finally came to him.
The world is soft clay in your hand. The throne is the only seat in the room. Your voice is the only voice the clay hears. Stop begging. Start ordering. Your hand holds the crown. Nothing above you does. Not the crowd, not the past. The operators move. Tonight, write one sentence about your life, present tense, as if it is already done. Not I want, not I will, just I am. That sentence is your first order. This is the first thing the throne gave back. Nothing above you was ever in charge. Your hand was. You were always holding the crown. The second stair waits above this one. Miss its edge, and tonight's order goes silent before sunrise. Stair 2. Last chapter. The kingdom kneels for orders, not prayers. This chapter, why most orders go silent before sunrise. You are not lazy. You are not cursed. You are caught. A silent net is wrapped around your back right now, and most viewers will never see it. You write a clean order at midnight. By noon, the order is wilting like a cut flower. By night, you are begging friends to say it is still possible. One frown from a friend, and the order goes cold inside the chest. You blame yourself. Wrong target. The net is old. It quietly pulls every person in the crowd down to the same flat, gray floor. Everyone ends up small. Everyone ends up the same. People sit there smiling. They call it realistic. They call it mature. They sit there so long they forget they could ever stand up. In 2007, 2 Harvard scientists, Nicholas Christakis and James Fowler, opened a folder on 12,067 people. The folder was 32 years thick, 1971 to 2003. Every doctor visit, every weight on the scale, every cigarette, every yes when asked, "Are you happy?" They drew a line between every friend, every spouse, every neighbor inside the folder. The lines lit up into one giant invisible net. Then they ran the cold math. If your friend gained weight, your own chance of gaining weight jumped 57%. If your friend's friend gained weight, someone you may have never met, your chance still jumped 20%. 3 steps away, a stranger you have never seen in your life still pulled the number up 10%. Smoking, sadness, happiness. Every one of them traveled the same 3 steps and lit up the same net. The net is real. Harvard printed it in a medical journal. A stranger 3 doors down the net is quietly bending your weight, your money, your mood. Right now, while you sit reading this, hold fear in your head. The clay around you shapes a wall of fear. Hold the throne in your head. The clay shapes the throne toward your hand. When you keep thinking about fear, the clay builds a wall of fear in front of you. When you keep thinking about what others think, the clay builds a cage around you. The same clay that could build a new life is busy building a tighter prison. The answer has one word: disconnect. Phone face down. Do not say your order out loud. Eyes off the crowd. The net only grips what touches it. Your voice is the crown, not the crowd. The operators move. Write your order today. Read it once tonight, alone, slow. Tell no one for 3 days. Notifications off. Phone face down. Doors locked. The old crowd fades into gray mist on its own. This is the second thing the throne gave back.
The net is not outside you. You make the net every time you tell someone your goal. Close your mouth. The net falls. One man at UCLA already climbed stair 3 in 1957. Climb it wrong, and the old shape stays stuck on you for years. Stair 3. Last chapter. The net steals the order out of your mouth. This chapter. Why even a clean order goes cold inside a body that still believes it is sick or small. There is a hidden room inside your chest. Inside that room stands a version of you that was never sick, never broke, never small. Most people stop just before that room, blocking the way with their own hands. They hold the old story like a swimmer holding a heavy stone. The stone wins. The swimmer never reaches the shore. The old you is a story written inside your head. Every face you meet only reflects that story back. Every voice only repeats the words the story wrote. You think the world is judging you. The world is just reading your old story out loud. Change the story, and the voices change overnight. In 1957, a man named Mr. Wright lay dying in a UCLA hospital bed. Cancer of the lymph nodes, tumors the size of oranges in his neck, chest, and groin. He could not eat. He could not lie flat. 2 liters of fluid had to be drained from his chest every other day. 6 doctors signed the same line on the chart. Days, not weeks. He kept every step of care his doctor gave him. He also begged for one new test drug he had read about in the newspaper. A.X.I.O.M. His doctor, Philip West, gave him 1 shot on a Friday and went home expecting to sign the death note on Monday. Monday morning, Mr. Wright was sitting on the edge of the bed, joking with the nurses. The tumors had shrunk to half the size. 10 days later, they had melted like snowballs on a hot stove. The exact words Dr. West wrote in the medical record. Mr. Wright walked out of the hospital and flew his own small plane home. 2 months later, the newspapers printed the result of the national trial. A.X.I.O.M. does nothing. Useless. Mr. Wright read the paper at the kitchen table. The picture in his head cracked in 1 sentence. The tumors came back inside 1 week. Same neck, same chest, same groin. The drug had not changed. The news had. The body followed the news. Dr. West did something cold. He filled a syringe with sterile water, nothing else, and told Mr. Wright the lab had cooked up a stronger, purer version. 1 shot. The tumors melted a second time. He walked home a second time. Then the American Medical Association printed the final verdict. A.X.I.O.M. is plain water with a fancy name. Mr. Wright read the paper. The tumors came back overnight. The drug was never the medicine. The picture inside his head was the medicine. Same body, same cancer. 3 times the picture in his head changed. 3 times the body changed with it. Mr. Wright did not learn a new trick. He simply dropped the old stone every time the doctor handed him a new picture. The clay that shapes stars also shapes skin. A healthier picture of you is already drawn behind your eyes, right next to every medicine, every appointment, every step your care plan already calls for. Your body listens to the story in your head before it listens to the pain. The answer has 1 move. Bet 100%. No backup plan. No, let me try. Sit on the throne like it is already yours. The operator's move. 1 clean sheet of paper. 1 short sentence, written as a fact already done. That is your order. Speak it as if it has already happened, then walk away. Do not ask the kingdom how. This is the third thing the throne gave back. Your body listens to your words before it listens to your pain. The words you say inside build the body you wake up in. But one mistake still ends the order: the weight. Stair 4 shows the answer. Stair 4. Last chapter. How to speak the order. This chapter. How to hold the order when nothing on the outside has changed yet. Waiting is the slowest way to lose the order. Every time you check the world for proof, the kingdom reads it as doubt. The kingdom pushes the same empty answer back at you. The clock is your enemy here. Every hour the clock makes the order weaker. Most viewers will write a perfect order tonight, then spend the next 30 days staring at the stairs, asking why nothing has moved. The kingdom bows to the hand that walks like they already won. The kingdom turns its back on the hand that waits. Wait too long, and the order falls asleep for years. Late 1990, Los Angeles. A broke comedian named Jim Carrey drove his beat-up Toyota up Mulholland Drive late at night. No agent, no big role, $80 in the bank. A father back in Canada who had once chased a music dream and dropped it for a safe job that ended up firing him anyway. Jim parked at the top of the hill and looked down at the city of lights. The city did not know his name yet. He pulled a blank check out of his wallet. He wrote it to himself. $10 million. For acting services rendered. He dated it 5 years from that night, Thanksgiving, 1995. He folded the check, slid it into his wallet, and drove home. No role, no deal. No reason on earth to believe that number. From that night on, Jim Carrey walked into every audition like the man who already had the 10 million in his pocket. He turned down small parts that did not match the picture. He spoke about his future career as a finished fact, not a hope. He drove back up to that same hill alone, just to look at the city like a king looking at his own kingdom. 5 quiet years. No proof on the outside. The hand kept moving like the check was already cashed. 1994. Ace Ventura, The Mask, Dumb and Dumber. 3 hits in 12 months. Hollywood started calling him by his first name. That same year, his father died. Carrey laid the folded check on his father's chest inside the casket. A quiet goodbye to the one man who had stopped believing. 1 year later, days before Thanksgiving 1995, a producer offered him a single film for $10 million. The exact number, the exact week. Shape bends to the hand that moves. The world did not hand Jim Carrey $10 million because he asked for it. The world matched the man who had been walking like the check was already real for 5 quiet years. Stand still, and the clay keeps someone else's shape. Move first, and the clay takes yours. Walk like someone who already owns the result. Speak like the answer is already true. Do not check the world. Do not ask the kingdom when. The operators move. Hold the order in the chest. Move with the steps of someone who already won. Speak as if the answer is already true. Eyes off the world. The hand never looks back. This is the fourth thing the throne gave back. The weight is not real. The weight is just you looking back. Your steps shape the kingdom, not the weight.
Stair 5 waits at the top.
3 cold trials sit on it. Most viewers fail the first trial in 10 seconds.
Stair 5. Last chapter. How to hold the order through the wait. This chapter, the 3 trials the order must pass tonight, and the basic formula you walk away with. 3 trials sit at the top of the stairs.
Miss one, and the crown stays cold on the table for years.
Trial 1.
Is this an order from the hand that wears the crown, or a cry from someone begging the kingdom to save them? Most viewers fail right here.
Trial 2.
Are these eyes hunting for bad news outside, or sitting still and warm inside the chest? Most viewers fail again.
Trial 3. Can the hand hold its own order when every voice in the crowd calls it crazy?
This is where it ends for almost everyone. Fail any of the 3, and the throne stays empty. The crowd waits for someone to save them. The crowd forgets the one who can save them is already inside. Operators do not wait. Operators do not hope. Operators carve the order into stone, and the kingdom bows. The voice of the one on the throne lands like a king's last word. Not a prayer thrown up at the sky, but a quiet order pressed straight into the wet clay. Every solid thing in your world is shaped from that same clay. The moment the voice drops, the whole kingdom shakes. The order. Basic formula.
1. Write one present tense sentence about your life as if it is already done. Short, cold. No, I want.
No, I will. Only I am.
2.
Read the order once, alone, before sleep. Eyes closed. 1 slow breath in. 1 slow breath out. Then let it go.
3.
The next morning, do one small move as if the order is already true. Then drop it. Do not check the world. Do not ask the kingdom how. That is the order in its basic form. The kingdom already bows for this version. Most viewers will never even try it.
The throne listens best when your voice is calm and sure.
It is a quiet, steady feeling deep in the chest. Match that voice and the crown settles in the hand. Miss it, and every order slips out and fades. This is the 5th thing the throne gave back. A sentence small enough to fit in the chest, heavy enough to move the kingdom. You were always the one on the throne. Nobody above you was wearing the crown. One more stair waits above the throne. The advanced voice that bends the kingdom on command, the version that shrinks weeks into days. The basic order is already in your hand. The next video shows the crown. Watch it next.